Yo, what's up with the YouTube? It's your boy Fetti, you know what I'm talking about? About to drop that heat one more time, you know what I'm talking about? One time for the one time, you know what I'm talking about? Dewey Fetti in the building, you know what I'm talking about? But look, today we talking about that money, man. I want to talk about what leads to poverty. It's a lot of factors that lead to poverty. Starting off with procrastination. Talking about how you always gonna do it later, tomorrow, next week, next month. Whatever the case may be, don't procrastinate. Procrastination kills. If you put it off one time, what makes you think that you ain't gonna put it off again? Nothing. You put it off once, you're gonna continue to keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And all you're doing is setting yourself back from getting things done. You setting your own self back from reaching your goals and newer heights. All because you want to procrastinate and put it off rather than just doing it right there. Go ahead, take care of your business, get it out the way. Soon as you get home, handle your business. Don't get home and then get on the game and, you know what I'm saying, talk on the phone or whatever the case may be. BS and all. Soon as you get home, take care of your business, do your homework, set up your appointments, do what you gotta do. As soon as you can handle your business, do it right then and there. Don't try to wait. Procrastination really kills. Another thing that leads to poverty is addiction. Drug addictions, bad habits. If you having either or both, where do you think your money is going? To your addiction. Especially if it's drugs. Oh yeah, you gonna put yourself in a bad spot. You're gonna put yourself in a bad money situation, I promise you. Trying to get high all day, trying to get drunk all day. All that's gonna do is slow you down. It's not gonna have your mind clear at all. Your mental cognition gonna be so foggy, you're not gonna be able to think straight. You're gonna be having bad moods, and you're not even gonna be prioritizing things that really need to be at the top of your priority list. You're gonna be putting your addictions first before anything and everybody. That's why it leads to poverty. I mean, just think about it. Look at a lot of these homeless people on the street. What do you think they're doing? Majority of these homeless people are doing drugs. Now, there are a lot of homeless people out here that done went through certain things that caused them to be homeless. But majority of these people out here that's on the streets, they have drug addictions. That's why they're at where they're at. They made bad choices in life. Now they have to suffer the consequences. And those are one of the consequences that they have to suffer. Another thing that leads to poverty is laziness. Get up off your ass. Quit always looking for a handout, expecting somebody to give you something. Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Now, some people might be more blessed and fortunate than others with wealth, fortune, whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of people out here that's not blessed like that. And if you're not blessed like that, you can't afford to be lazy. You really can't afford no days off. You have to work. You have to have the willingness to work and to work hard. You have to work hard for what you want and to get to where you want to be at. Shit just doesn't come overnight. I mean, maybe if you hit the lotto or some shit like that, but that's like 1 in a million. So, in order to gain what you want and to maintain it, you have to be a hard, dedicated worker. And you have to be educated. That's another thing that leads to poverty is education. Now, there's different forms of education. I'm a firm believer that you don't have to have school education to become wealthy. You see, there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is where you accumulated a lot of money in one lump sum and that was it. Being wealthy is where you accumulated money constantly and it's constantly coming in and it's constantly flowing. You feel me? That's the difference between wealthy and rich. So you have to be educated about something. Financial literacy or whatever you're doing pertaining to your career or to your job. You have to be educated about something. A lack of education leads to poverty. A lot of people ain't gonna tell y'all this, but This for my niggas that's in the streets. All of that jugging and finessing. That shit gonna lead you to poverty too. And I'm telling you this because I can speak from experience. I've been in the streets. I know how this shit go. A lot of people that's in the streets, they're not gonna tell you this shit. I'll be the first one to tell you that all of them get rich quick schemes ain't no good. Like, that shit gonna lead you to poverty, bro. I promise you. All of that trapping, trying to serve and shit, like, that shit gonna lead you to poverty. And that shit gonna put you in prison. That's another thing that's gonna keep you in poverty. If you're not in poverty now, it's gonna make you be in poverty later. It's being in jail. Constantly going to jail. For one, your record gonna be fucked up. Two, that's a lot of time spent behind them bars. You ain't gonna be able to find no job. So what you gonna do? You gonna resort back to them streets. And you gonna be doing street activities. You're gonna be doing criminal activities. Trying to find ways to get money because your shit fucked up. Now you caught up in the trap. That's why they call it a trap. Don't let that shit fly over your head. All this shit really designed for you to fail. Like erratic behavior, constantly going to jail, the unwillingness to work, all this shit gonna keep you broke. And I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one thing about me. I'ma just keep it a band with you. I'ma just always keep it real. Don't ever expect me to lie to you, and don't ever expect me to tell you something that you wanna hear. Cause I'm not that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that type of nigga. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you raw, and I'm gonna give it to you uncut. That's just how I'm coming. That's just who I am. That's who I always been, and that's who I'm always gonna be. You feel me? Like, that's how I came in this, and that's how I'm gonna leave. You feel me? Another thing that leads to poverty is gambling, shooting dice, going to the casino, any form of gambling. Gambling is also another form of addiction, but if you constantly getting hit for your money, how you expect to win? How you expect to win if you always losing? How you always expect to win if you never stacking? If you constantly gambling and you always losing your money, that shit gonna keep you broke. Cause you gonna continue to keep gambling, thinking that you gonna make some money, thinking you gonna hit, praying that you gonna hit, and you're not. That's why you see a lot of people these days, like, that are gamblers, they're broke. Cause they always gambling. Me personally, I don't gamble. I don't like to gamble. Because if I lose, I'm gonna be mad. For one, I don't wanna lose my money. You feel me? I hate losing my money. And then I hate losing, period. Like, I have a competitive nature. If I lose in anything, I get upset, I get angry, or whatever. Like, I just don't like losing. I hate losing. Always make sure you're making the right choices. Don't be out here fumbling the bag. Don't be out here spending money unnecessarily. Become financially literate. Life is all about choices. Make the right choices for yourself for in the future. You can't think about right now. You gotta think about where you gonna be at next week, 3 months from now, next year. You gotta set yourself up for success today. So just make sure you're making the right choices and the right moves. That way you can have a better future. Continue to stay focused. Work hard. Do what you have to do. Remember, play the game, don't let the game play you.